Next we're going to talk about some additional steps that you have to do from a weekly maintenance standpoint. We now have the saltwater system fully set up. It's outputting chlorine, and so it's doing a lot of the heavy lifting for us. The first step in any successful maintenance program is have some sort of primary sanitizer, sanitizing your hot tub at all hours of the day. So whether that be a floater, like a chlorine floater, or the Frog at Ease. For some of our Vacanza series, actually I should say all of our Vacanza series, we have the inline Frog system. So some of you are on that. We'll have a later video on both the at Ease and the inline Frog system. And then for your salt system, you have that outputting chlorine for you. So all of these systems are doing the same thing, which is expelling chlorine into the water, killing things off, and going from free chlorine to what we call combined chlorine, because it's combining itself to a contaminant. So it goes from free and available, swimming around in the water, killing things off, to now combined chlorine. So the first step in your maintenance is going to be, let's get rid of the used up chlorine or the combined chlorine, and that's going to be shocking the hot tub. So you'll hear us say oxidize, shock, et cetera, et cetera. We kind of use all those terms in tandem. This product is what we use most consistently. This is called chlorinating concentrate. Pretty much every one of our saltwater customers has this bottle at home. This is for weekly shocks. So with the first step and the second step, we can give you a good general rule of thumb for the size of your hot tub. However, what we can't do is monitor your usage. And the amounts that you're going to be shocking and the output level on your salt system, it's really going to depend on how much you use it. So if you're someone who uses their hot tub one time a week for 15 minutes, you're obviously a lot different than someone who uses it every single night for maybe an hour. For that reason, each person is going to have a little bit different version of this maintenance. And what I mean by that is just strictly the amounts. The amounts are going to change based on your usage. This chlorinating concentrate, really all it is a granular shock. That second step in your maintenance is, now that things have been killed off, this is going to help expedite that process of getting rid of them. And the only way that that actually happens is to let the hot tub gas off. So that's why it's inherently important that when you do this step, and only this step in particular, that you at least have your cover off for 30 minutes. If you're troubleshooting your hot tub and your hot tub's green or foamy or cloudy, any of those things that we don't like to see, you're actually going to want to do it for longer. So an hour, sometimes even 2 hours. I've even had customers do it for a full day when they're working through a big issue. So how we're going to do this is we're going to take the chlorinating concentrate. We have our rusty, trusty measuring tool here. Some people do it with capfuls. That's totally fine if you have a good system for that. However, we are going to recommend in our store based on tablespoons, and we give these out for free, so you can come into our store and grab one of these if you don't have one already. These guys are super helpful. It goes from a teaspoon on the top side all the way up to a half cup on the bottom side. And so it's really nice to use for any part of your maintenance. In this case, we're a little low on chlorine, and we have a tiny bit of foam going on here, so we're actually going to shock this hot tub to try to mitigate some of that. So we're going to use about 3 tablespoons of shock here, and whenever I do my measuring, I always do it over the top of the hot tub so that if anything spills, it just goes into the hot tub instead of on my steps or whatever it is. Especially with this chlorine, it's very acidic. And I'm going to measure. And then we're going to throw it directly into the hot tub. Always make sure your jets are on. Throw it into the middle. And allow it to circulate for 30 minutes. Now, 30 minutes with the cover off, the jet pumps actually have a timer on them, so they will eventually turn off. It's totally fine if you want to leave them on for that full 45-minute cycle, or if you want to come out and after 30 minutes turn them off. Doesn't matter to me. The water is hot enough, and we didn't throw in a ton of stuff where it will eventually dissolve and you'll be in a good spot. So that's a once a week shock, anywhere between 3 and 5 tablespoons weekly, depending on the size of your hot tub.